And irrespective of who supports them and who doesn't, the people of Ukraine are fighting back. According to a survey, 70% of Ukrainians believe the Russian invasion will fail, and they're willing to fight for that outcome. Let me show you a photograph. An 80-year-old man turned up to join Ukraine's armed forces. He was asked why he was doing this. The man replied, "I'm doing this for my grandkids." Now let me show you a video. It's doing the rounds on Telegram. The locals are arming themselves with multiple crates of Molotov cocktails and scrap metal to stop Russian tanks. Hundreds of volunteers are signing up to serve. The Ukrainian government is arming them. So far, civilians have been given 70,000 AK-47s. And this is just one type of retaliation. This war is playing out on many levels. Over the weekend, the West decided to unplug some Russian banks from the global banking system. Russia was cut off from SWIFT. SWIFT stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. That is SWIFT for short. SWIFT is a platform. It operates like a middleman. It verifies international transactions. The United States was the first to shut out Russian banks. After some initial reluctance, Europe followed. The United Kingdom, Japan, South Korea, Singapore and Canada have all switched off Russia from SWIFT. Even a neutral country like Switzerland is cracking down on Russian financial assets. But not everyone is lining up to sanction Russia. China, for one, does not support sanctions.
China is against using sanctions to resolve problems, even more so against unilateral sanctions without international mandate. Practice has long proven that sanctions will not only fail to solve problems, but will also create new ones, which will not only result in a situation of double or multiple economic losses, but will also interfere with the process of political settlement.
That statement was unexpected lines. China has its own payment system. It's an alternative to SWIFT, and Russia can use this Chinese system to bypass Western sanctions. Brazil, Venezuela and Syria are some of the other players who are either backing Russia or staying neutral. What about India? Reports say New Delhi is mulling alternative ways to send payments to Moscow. Remember, India is one of the biggest buyers of Russian arms, so it still needs a way to deal with Russian banks. But Western sanctions are not the only thing that Russia must deal with. The invasion of Ukraine is hurting Russia in more ways than one. Russian media is suffering losses. Facebook, Twitter and YouTube have sanctioned Russian outlets. They won't be able to make money off their content. Global football body FIFA has virtually banned Russia. Now, no international football matches will be played in Russia. Russia's flag and national anthem won't feature during games. Fans will be barred from attending matches of the Russian team, and Russian footballers will only be allowed to compete on neutral territory. To rub salt on these wounds, football teams of the Czech Republic, Poland and Sweden have refused to play with the Russian side. But none of these bans or boycotts directly targets Putin. This one does. The International Judo Federation has suspended the Russian president. Putin was the honorary president of this federation, a position that he's held since 2008. He himself holds a black belt in judo. He has trained with the Russian team before, sparring with the athletes themselves. So Putin will certainly not be pleased with these suspensions. Russian airlines too are being hit. 13 countries, 13, have banned Russian planes from their skies. But are these bans any good? In the last 24 hours, one Russian flight violated the ban. An Aeroflot flight is being investigated for flying from Miami to Moscow. Apparently, the Russian carrier used the Canadian airspace to fly. An investigation is on. How is Moscow responding? With a ban of its own. As of this evening, 36 countries have been banned from using the Russian airspace. From sanctions to flight bans, the war in Ukraine is no longer just limited to Europe's boundaries. It is spilling over. And it is reaching your doorstep. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.